You
How
know.
high do these stalls go?
Do you want to go higher?
Nah, it's for Andy.
His
head to see it.
They're the ones that.
It's just this little dome over there to the table.
Somebody go for our box. Oh, you got one. That's Andy's box.
Welcome to another episode of Talking with Tonka. I am joined by two local legends, hobby heroes. We've got
When are they getting it?
we've got Rob, aka Fishy No Mate,
The one and only.
the one and only, and we've also got Wanless, aka Wanless Stage,
Yeah.
here for all your hobby building needs. So we're going to start off with some rapid fire questions. Whereabouts are you boys from?
The one and only Peterborough.
Yeah, Peterborough as well.
Peterborough. What's your main game systems and what armies are you boys running at the moment?
I think my main one, to be fair, has been Old World, because I'm an old school Warhammer Fantasy Battles
Yes.
player, so very excited about that. So yeah, been definitely sidetracked by Old World.
Yeah.
Doing High Elves, a bit of everything really played around with. But yeah, Cathay's definitely exciting now.
Yeah.
Spent quite a lot of money on that recently.
So that's just for context. That's not long been out, has it?
No, that's literally
No.
just come out. So yeah, it's good to support a new army
Absolutely.
in the system. So that's good. Yeah, you dragged me out of retirement for an event recently for Heresy. So I have been a Heresy player for a long time. It's kind of what got me back into the hobby.
Yeah.
And it's Night Lords.
Nod.
So yeah, going into 3.0, it'll be Night Lords.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Rob, what about you?
Yeah, got massively distracted by Old World, very similar to Alex.
Yeah.
Bigly into 30k.
Yeah.
Space Wolves, because you don't have to paint them, apparently.
You said it.
Was into 40k, but you lot don't like playing them anymore, so...
No, we were fed up of getting smashed by you.
Mate, don't hate the player.
When everyone in the local meta has to adjust their list just to play you.
Mate, when they adjust their lists and still can't beat me,
Yeah, that's why we quit.
that's why I put them away and haven't touched them for like 7 years.
When it comes to preferred style of play, actually, this is nice and seamless for you here, Rob. We'll start with you, Rob. What is your preferred style of play? Competitive.
You're all going to say it's competitive. It's not.
I'm just going to get loads of ducks.
I like to think I can adjust my play style to my opponent.
Yeah.
I try to as best I can.
Yeah.
Yes, my army on paper is very hard.
Yeah.
I like to try and take a very strong army and tone it back with play style,
Yeah.
because I've been to way too many events where I've taken a soft list thinking it's a fluffy, event, and I've just gone, I've just had my poo pushed in. Brilliant.
What about you, Wanless? Are you a painter? Are you a player?
I do like to paint and spend a bit of time. Don't always get the time to do that, but I think my main motivation for painting history has been just events as well, like getting ready for events and doing things. But yeah, I think the Peterborough meta was supposed to be quite strong at some point, wasn't it? I think we all kind of fed into each other at some point. So yeah, you need to have some tools in your box to play others and play well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not kind of a bit more about have a nice game, and if you forget something, it doesn't matter, just do it. That kind of play style, rather than I've got to win because you forgot to do that. Ha ha ha.
That's it.
Yeah, I like
It's
to have a
all
nice
about
army on the
rolling dice,
table.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm never going to be like a golden demon winning, but I've accidentally fell into some strong armies. I think.
Accidentally.
No, well, it's the thing. I got into custodes in the White Dwarf list.
Yeah.
And they were just like a couple of Terminators, basically, weren't they, in a Corona tank. And it was like everyone's laughing at them. And then the book came out, and I've got some fond memories of Strump facing me, going, "They do what in first turn? They do what? They do this." But to be fair, like that tournament, I didn't win the tournament, So they got boring. So I don't play them now because they bore me.
Yeah.
And demons really excited me for conversions. Went really hard on converting a load of demons.
Yeah.
Wheeler did the same.
He did.
Both got excited from the Weekender, and the rules come out, and you go, "Whew, they're cheesy." So you just get bored playing them. So one of the reasons why I had a hobby break was because I wanted to get my Night Lords back, because my paint had moved on so far away from when I started with them.
Yeah.
It kind of hindered me because I wanted a painted army to play. So there's that kind of side of things. So yeah,
that's always an issue, isn't it? When you start an army and the painting progresses, and you look at the first model you did and the last model you did and go, crap.
Yeah.
Now I've got to do them all again, or just live with the fact that none of them look the same.
Yeah.
Cohesive and
To
good.
have a
And
really good
even if
standard.
you're not going for
Yeah.
best painted, that's what's nice about going to a Heresy event. You can walk around lunchtime and see like beautiful armies.
Yeah, it
And
makes
if
you
you're
feel
there with your
rubbish about
potatoes,
yours.
like, I don't want it. So,
I normally have to get bullied into putting mine out because I'm so, nah, he isn't going to win. So,
yeah. You just paint the shoulder pad the wrong way around. That's
yeah,
really good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't talk about that. It didn't happen.
And then last of the quickfire questions. Have you ever worked for GW? Because they're like vegans, they tell everyone.
No.
No, I've not worked for GW, no.
No, that was easy. Right, cool. Going back in time, when did you first start collecting Warhams? And do you remember your first Warhammer purchase?
I do.
Hmm?
I remember it vividly.
Yeah?
It was the launch of 3rd Ed 40k
Yeah?
in, was it 98? Yeah, it must have been 98.
Yeah?
My brother's mate had basically come round and was like, look, I play toy soldiers. And we were like, that looks cool. What is it? Went down the shop. Jeff, the manager at the time, didn't know he was the manager at the time, was like, yeah, well, I can sell you loads of stuff, or if you wait like 5 weeks, the new box set's coming out. Flicked open White Dwarf and said, this is what's going to be in it. My brother went, yeah, well, I want to play Space Marines anyway, and I went, well, I'll play Dark Eldar then. And that was my first purchase, was that box set.
And then the Reign of Terror began. But Wanless, what about you? When did you start? What was your first purchase?
Probably 3rd Ed must have been on the shelf at the time.
Yeah.
I had just a mate that was like, you have like your best mate. Like we're at each other's houses constantly. Like basically it's free childcare, isn't it? But, like, every other weekend for your parents. But yeah, he would just be like, oh yeah, my dad took me into Games Workshop because we were looking for video games. Probably a NES at the time or something. N64 or something.
Yeah.
And ended up stumbling into it. And his dad was really like, I don't know, his dad was quite affluent, but really supported his hobbies.
Yeah.
So he was just like, yeah, anything you want to get into, like he supported. So, he walked into Games Workshop and he was like, yeah, fine, go for it. If you hate it, it's not a big thing.
Cool. Yeah.
So I took him and brought stuff back and he's like, oh man, like look at this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was doing Airfix kits for my dad because my dad just like he's a Yorkshireman. For some reason, he really likes Lancashire Bombers, which doesn't make sense for a Yorkshireman. A bit of beef between the two, but he really likes that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he was like, something I can do with my son is Airfix. So I'd already been doing Airfix, and he was like, oh hey, this is like your Airfix kits, but it's like
There's a
your
game
army
behind
men,
it.
and it's like
that's
stuff
quite
you
cool.
can do.
A bit science fiction.
Yeah, a bit science fiction. So I went in and like they used to do the Sundays, but they used to do like a game where you'd bring your own unit.
Yeah.
Or you would get given stuff.
I remember that. Bring your own unit.
Yeah, so it's like everyone could like learn the rules together and like they did them rather than like just have an intro game with a staff member. It was like like here's what everybody does. So I had one of those. Went that week and kind of went, oh yeah, that's cool. Went the week after because you're a kid, you just get obsessed, don't you?
Absolutely.
So next week we went and it was Fantasy Battle because they alternated the Sundays.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I think I've got like a big unit of Saurus Warriors that like obviously ate everyone.
Yeah.
And I think, you're new, you get the nice unit. You kind of got the shiny
of course,
thing.
Yeah, you get the best unit.
So, Dad came to pick us up and he's like, right then, what are we in for? And they said like basically just pick a box. And they said the best way to start, because they weren't really that selling those days. They were just like, yeah, pick a box, because if you don't like it, like you've only bought like a little box.
Yeah.
So I bought, again, I get drawn to Tough Warrior. Like I got Chaos Warriors with halberds, like the old school hunchback guys.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Which obviously even back in like 5th edition fantasy were like amazing.
Yeah.
I did 12 dudes and I was like, I've only got 12 guys and he's got like 30.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 12 guys will do.
I was very similar actually when I started, because I started off. I think it was the fantasy box with high elves and goblins.
Yes, that's like 4th ed.
Yeah,
it?
that was
the cardboard griffin.
That's it, the cardboard griffin and the cardboard rock clubber as well.
Yeah, it's still legal technically. That's what I've been saying in Old World. They're still because they're Games Workshop models.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That was me, and I remember walking into the store and they have they actually had tables. They had like 2 tables, didn't they? Or maybe even 3, I think, at one point.
Peterborough had a lot.
Yeah.
Peterborough had
and all the demo tables you can lift off.
Yeah,
and use
2
as
demo
games.
tables, and then they had 2 or 3 8x4s that you could game on.
Yes.
They had a lot.
It was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Massive.
Yeah.
It's like twice the size of what it is now.
I can't remember if I think my first intro game was Fantasy, and then I think I also liked the look of 40k. But I got a present, as a kid, the fourth head box, and bless her, my mum actually helped me paint that up. Me and mum used to sit at the table and paint together, and I've still got some of those minis, which is amazing.
That's nice.
And then, but I also was like, I quite like Imperial Guard. So again, it was a case of this week or this month I'll get the Catachan box, and then the Talarn box, and then the Val Allen box, and I've still got all those minis, but I had very disjointed.
That's what Guard was, though, wasn't it? You could just have a regiment of everything.
Yeah, but I just think it was just a case of I liked them all, and every month or whatever I went in and got another box and painting them up, and I thought so I ended up flip flopping between Fantasy at the shop, and then occasionally playing Imperial Guard, not really knowing what I'm doing because
nothing's changed then.
Yeah, true. I was like 10 or whatever, or probably about 13 by that point. But and then like Necromunda and Gorka Morka dropped, and that just literally that was me.
Yeah, we like Necromunda because you can play it on your dining room table. So.
I still maintain that Necromunda box set is probably one of the best ever starter box sets for a game that GW's ever produced, because you've got 2 gangs, you've got all of the terrain, all the dice. You can literally and you've got a campaign that you could just play immediately.
Yeah, you don't need anything else. There's no add-ons, is there?
Yeah.
It's just that's it if you want to.
That was it. It was a standalone. Same for Gorka Morka to a degree,
It's the same with Mordheim, weren't it?
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
I played a lot of Mordheim when that dropped.
Yeah.
I fell into that massively. At that point, I was a bit more into Fantasy. I started off with 40k, then Fantasy, and I started a Lizardman army that I still have.
Yes.
They're not dead. Then obviously Mordheim dropped, and everything else went out the window. I was like, Mordheim.
Yeah.
I think everyone did as well. It helps when the shop's got a buzz, doesn't it? Because you're just like, I can turn up with a gang and I'll get a game.
Yeah.
And there's a campaign going on anyway, so like you just have a campaign game. But it's just like, that was what was nice about that place, is it was busy enough. There was some people you'd avoid, but quite a lot of people I still know today. It's how I've met a lot of people in the hobby.
Yeah.
You could just rock up with your aunt. You get a game. You have to organise anything. You just rock up. Who's there?
Yeah.
Everyone's there, of course, because it's the day you go.
Yeah,
life worries. Parents are like, get out of my hair, go there. So yeah,
have you eaten your tea yet? Yes. Well, off you go.
Well, that was the best bit at the Peterborough shop. Was the best pizza house, Italian pizza house.
That was
Galileo's.
Yeah.
And it'd be like a $5 for like a pizza, like
I'm sure
awesome,
that was
like.
I'm sure they did that
It was an
just
next
for
door
the
deal.
stores.
Yes, it was like you got a $5 takeaway pizza.
No way.
And it was amazing.
Good, like proper Italian, like greasy war pizza.
Like
but
proper
you just
wood-fired
share one
dog.
as well. So like, because you kids, you wouldn't eat them all.
Yeah.
That's how I got a Necromunda gang. I gave the manager a pizza because he was skint, because obviously he's on Games Workshop retail wages. I'll give you these if you can buy me some food, because I'm not eating. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Because it's probably cost him like £1, because they used to do weight, didn't they? It was like absolutely nothing. Just had some spare he didn't want anyway, because I think what probably happened is they over-ordered, came out their wages, then they were like, oh, I'm going to eat this month.
Yeah.
So I remember giving him a pizza for my Escher gang, and I was like, but they were cracking pizzas, weren't they? But it was just like, generally like, I'll give you a $5 for.
When did you guys kind of get back into gaming? Because it'd be interesting to understand or explain how the Legion of Peterborough kind of came around. Because I suppose in a way, Wanless, you are the custodian of the LOP.
It's Felton, me, and obviously Riddick and Andy help as well.
Yeah.
We're kind of taking it on board, but
You've
I didn't let it die.
You've been the driving force, and it's kind of had its ebbs and flows. But yeah, kind of how did I suppose the club kind of emerge and become a bit of a thing?
I think it was, and again, I think it's interesting because I stopped gaming because of drinking and going out and going to like the alternative clubs and having fun.
Yeah.
That brought me back in as well.
Yeah,
so like some of the guys I used to know from the shop, obviously when you see them out, if I saw Rob out, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
And there's kind of still that same crowd from the shop. I was in a pub with them, like charters in a summer evening, and suddenly they're talking about like lightning claws, and I'm like, I know what lightning claws are. Well, are you still into that stuff? Like, because it's all in my garage, and I'm actually getting a bit bored. Yeah, what do we do? And I was sat in a pub, and they're talking about that, and I was like, oh, you're talking about Warhammer stuff still? And they're like, oh yeah, we've all got back into it. And I was like, you've all got back into it? Oh, nice. Actually, there's an open day tomorrow. Someone's flaked out. We've got a spare ticket, and I was like,
so this was an open day.
Went down there, and to be honest, it carried the weekend on because a couple of people drove us up. Everyone else was on the beers in Warhammer Worlds.
Yeah.
I think that was the one where Wheeler broke the chair and fell off with covered himself in a pint, which was phenomenal.
I haven't heard that story. That's
he
amazing.
just we're in like the actual offices bit across the road from the car park, and we sat. I think like Phil Kelly was talking about like getting really deep into like the lore of 40k and why we want there to be like a mystery, and that's why there's like who are the two Primarchs, no one knows, but they've not really. They never want to say. They might do if they want money for it, but like this mystery was this deep thing. And then we just sat there with his pint and leant back on the chair, and the chair had gone. Knowing the guys we were with, they probably might have broken the chair, but I can't say. But he just went flying back with his pint, and this is like a really fun weekend. Wow. And I was like, actually, this is the kind of
how I want.
This is where I like to spend my time. And ended up buying. I think I bought like one of the Forge World big books and stuff. And on the way back, they were like, "Oh, you're getting back into it then? Like, do you think it's there?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool." Yeah, but I've got my Tyranids still, so probably have a go with that because they were more for the 40k crowd, really. I knew like Rob was like the fantasy guy and stuff. And they were like, "Oh, have you heard of Heresy?" I'm like, "What?"
Oh, what's this?
And he's like, like the editions you were playing back in the day, it feels like that. And I was like, "But it uses the current rule set, so like it's fine." And they just kind of whispered in my ear all the way back from Nottingham. And I was like, okay, cool, this is pretty cool.
Right, so I was like, oh, that's decision made.
Decision made, yeah. Bit the bullet, Forge World orders and stuff. That was when there wasn't any plastic heresy, which Rob will talk about in a bit. All resin. So I went into doing Night Lords and stuff like that and started playing and learnt the rules. And I think, to be honest, that's probably around the time I met you and Pete as well. We had that game on the London Roadhouse, didn't we? Where like, everyone played just crazy stuff. I mean, I brought a Land Raid, I think it was a Spartan, and had 30 dudes in it and really annoyed Pete because I think he was like, how's there 30 guys in there or something? Or 20 guys when there should be 10, whatever the rules were in the one, when I started. It was really just like a fun, like everyone rolled in. And that reminded me, probably linked me back to my starter days of everyone brings a couple of units and has a bit of fun.
It was carnage, that game, wasn't it?
That was real carnage. Yeah, everything blew up and all
I had
sorts
a
of
couple
stuff
of
happened.
basilisks just sat in the back corner because I only knew
guards
at that point.
Yeah, because you went through work, didn't you? So you kind of had a... so I don't know how everyone connected in with there, but that was kind of like the core group of guys I've always kind of known. I think the club came about because we realised that lots of us were playing, but only one person could really play around someone's house. Yeah. So like I remember having a game against like Dyson, and like Webber was sat there getting drunk, taking the mick out of him, and Taylor was as well, like just winding him up. And we're like, this is cool, but we're not really having a game because he's getting really pissed off because he's just getting abused. He's getting abuse from his friends. I was like, well, we can do something a bit better here. So a few of us basically went together and we found a hall, like a little local hall. Yeah. And it was just so basic. It was just who had some scenery anyway. Everyone could have bought a little bit of something. We all had kind of like Realm of Battle boards because everyone aspirationally had their own board. And said, right, we're going to, because it was Orton Village Hall. Yeah. And in the small room, it became Operation Tight Fist. Yeah, that was quite a small room. In the summer was sweaty, wasn't it? Looking back, I find it crazy that the standard of terrain that people just pulled out and just left in the storage room at the back. Yeah, because everyone had their own. Everyone wanted to have their own board to host people. Yeah, but it very much turned into quite a few people that liked the social side of a club. Yeah, well, there's no point having it at home because we're doing this every week. Yeah, yeah. Quite a nice place to just go. It's neutral ground. Have your own club time. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. We had some lovely old ladies and gentlemen playing whist next door, didn't we? With a lovely perfume cloud going. Oh my god, yeah. The aroma. To be fair, Nick's stuff's still at the club, but he had loads of it for some reason. Yeah, he's a hoarder, isn't he? Just hoarded it all and just gave it in. We had loads of Realm of Battle boards, and people just liked. I think people just liked the challenge of painting something different as well. And we ran that for quite a few years, didn't we? That was quite a while. And then the club moved over. So obviously, Brains, who people know from the 30k channel, he was like a club member. He'd found us. Mm-hmm. I think he'd tried different clubs in Peterborough, but we were kind of the Heresy boys. Like everyone knew that we were kind of, they used to call them the young guys, didn't they? The young lads playing Heresy. Just to confirm, this was like 10 years ago. Yeah, it was 10 years ago, so we were not 10 plus. Yeah, we're not in our 20s really, weren't we? But that was quite fun because we kind of grew a little bit of a Heresy community. We all really enjoyed it. We got to Warhammer World and have days together. We'd go to like the weekenders and stuff like that. So it was quite that 1.0, 10 years or so, whatever it was, 10 or 12 years was. I think it was insane because I remember at one point there probably was up to 20 active Heresy players in Peterborough. In the same room. Often in the same room. But it was like we had a really, really healthy community. I remember online it was very much a case of like Peterborough is like the centre of Heresy in the universe for some unknown reason. It's because everyone's a gobshite and they talk about it. And it's Mr. Instagram as well. Yeah, to be fair though, we had content literally at our fingers all of the time because you could say
because we met on, was it Fridays or Sundays?
It was always a Friday back then, because that's the only
Friday.
day we could get that room in
Yeah.
at a decent rate, because obviously that hall had been burnt by people having parties, so renting it to some nerded, bearded men,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. They were well up for that.
They were
Yeah, well
fine.
up for that.
So,
But
yeah.
I think it was like on a on a Wednesday or a Thursday, you could just go, anybody fancy a game on Friday, and you'd get like half a dozen responses
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
And it was just really healthy. I thought it was just really active, and it was everybody had like hands on, and
Yeah, it was a good place.
it was good.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
a good time.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like Rob, when did you? Because obviously Wanless has talked about like on a chance conversation at Charters, and then you got
Yeah.
convinced in the back of a car uh, to start playing Heresy. Like, what got you to swap or to move from like 7th Ed 40k? Because I don't think you played 8th Ed 40k, did you? From memory.
No, a bit like Alex, I'd packed everything away. It was all in a storeroom that we had at the back of the garage, and just collecting dust. 100% not the right environment for it. It was,
It's getting battered by mould.
yeah, it was just really not a good idea for it to have been out there, but it was there and it was all still there. So I just happened to say, well, no, I've not got it, but I don't play, but I've still got it type thing. He said, oh, yeah, well, do you fancy a game one day? Me and Ollie still play. So sort of me doing what I do for a job and Joe being into his drift cars, he, funnily enough, had lots of...
You became his mechanic.
lots of, I'm doing this, and I can't quite work out why I've been doing this all fucking day. I was like, well, yeah, that's, mate, it's what I do for a job. Straight away, I spotted it straight away. He's like, oh, well, do you want to stop for some dinner or something? I was like, oh, well, yeah, all right then.
Go on then, yeah.
So, obviously, he lived with his folks. They cooked me some dinner.
An extra plate, yeah.
And, and then he's like, oh, yeah, look. And they'd got, like, a big conservatory that had got, like, all their stuff in it.
No way.
And he was like, yeah, look, you'll have to come round and have a game. And I was like, oh, actually, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So I started gaming with them, and then they'd made friends with Webbo. Webbo obviously knew Wheeler and the rest of the crowd, and then they formed this Facebook group.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
And that's
where it all...
that's where it all
That's the
started.
start,
Like,
yeah.
everyone used to. I mean, they weren't interested in fantasy. So I had to put that on a back burner because they just weren't interested in it.
Yeah.
I think, to quote Wheeler, it's like playing. I may as well play with a block of cheese, and every time something dies, just take a chunk off and eat it.
I'm just thinking Jamie Foxx couldn't do
No,
that.
it just-
'cause he'd just be eating the blocks of cheese.
I think by the time it was like end times, it just exploded it all as well. hadn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
it
Like when I was
wasn't-
coming back in, it just all
okay.
gone, and I was
Yeah.
very disappointed. But
But
yeah.
they were all playing 40k, so obviously I'd got a 40k army,
we
so
all
I
played
started
40k, yeah.
started playing it, and then we used to. Built my table, got the scenery together.
Yeah.
Used to play at home,
Yes.
and then slowly but surely, more and more of us were playing, and more of us had got tables, and we were playing all over the place.
Yeah.
And that was just before Legion of Peterborough started, and then obviously everyone started going there and stuff. Everyone sort of started moving over to Heresy, and me being the tightwad that I am was like, I'm not paying Forge World prices.
Yeah.
I've got an army, I can play in it, so I'll just carry on.
Yeah, because it was post 7th, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
and you had your
Word bearers.
word bearer demony.
Yeah,
you had
so
a Chaos 7th list, though,
I had
didn't
a
you?
7th of the Chaos
They've
Demon
like
list.
the ones that had all the tokens and stuff, and you went crazy and got a bloodthirster.
Yeah, is it Florian?
Flo, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a French guy that's just magically appeared at the club one day. It's like, oh, the blah. I remember, I think actually when we had that big game at London Road, someone turned around to me and says, oh, what legion are you going to collect? Because at that time, of the 18 known legions, only White Scars and Word Bearers hadn't been claimed.
Oh, okay.
So I think all the other 16 legions had been claimed by the group. So that's why in my head we had 16 active players. And I remember looking at the cost of a White Scars army because I wasn't really earning at the time. And I was like, I'm not spending £30 on a jet bike when I need like 100. Like, I'm not doing that. And I already had loads of demons. So I was like, okay, I'll play Word Bearers. And then and everyone's like, oh, you should just do word barriers because you can summon demons and stuff. So I started doing that, and then magically I became public enemy number 1 because I was just summoning all these.
Because it was like the
free
40.
demons.
It was the 40k demons you could use and stuff, wasn't it? There was
Yeah,
stuff like
you
that.
could
Yeah.
like through the psychic powers, you could summon like blood letters.
Yeah.
Blood letters, or you could do some chaos hounds, or you could do demonettes or the pink horrors and stuff. So you could just do that for free. And I remember Pete Whitlam Uplander one day turned around and said, oh, I'm really like, he was really annoyed that I was summoning all these demons, and he's like, oh, I'm not playing this part of the heresy. He just didn't like it. He's just like, this is the wrong part of the heresy.
Well, that's what the era was, wasn't it? Because the black books were coming out slowly, and you just had to have like, oh, if you want Blood Angels, it's +1 this or something. Like, you didn't have any rules. It was just like, if you want to play anything you've not got to yet, here's some basic rules you can try and make fit.
Absolutely.
Wait for your black book to come in, and see what's going on, and then they obviously revisited them, didn't they? But,
and I got a reputation for being whack. To be polite.
That followed you before heresy. That was born playing Dark Eldar, and it's just not left you.
When you play an army for 20 years and you know exactly how to play to their strengths, it doesn't matter who you play. Yeah. I want to play because I want to be social with my mates.
With your mates. So you picked Space Wolves, didn't you? That was your
but mainly because that was the closest thing of a non-taken legion that matched what in my head the play style I wanted to play. I wanted fast, I wanted combat. Guns, what are they for? Oh, they're for hitting people with.
What's a shooting phase?
I just want to get in, get stuck in, have a massive brawl. So I picked them, and when their rules dropped, luckily they played really well into how I wanted to play them.
Like one model.
Mate, that was
Legion Update, one model.
3 grey models.
Paint the shoulder pad, paint the weapon. There you go.
All you have to do is build it, mate. You can bosh.
I still want to do that. I want to do a marine. Just paint the shoulder pad green and the weapon and put it in my list. Put it in my army and see if anyone notices that
I think
it's not
if you
painted.
matte or satin varnished it, the same as your army, I don't think people have played it.
As long as you base it.
Like, do the basics, but basically leave the rest of it just a plastic model and see how many people actually pick out that it's not painted.
No, you should. What's your, what are you working on at the moment? What are you enjoying?
I do commission building as well.
You do.
One less stage.
One less stage.
One less stage. Really fast game. So I've actually been working on some Mechanicum for Matt actually locally.
You have, for Matty. Yeah, you mentioned that last time.
Yeah, crikey, they are complex models. So I'll probably, just finished that off, and I've got quite a large commission coming in of them again.
Have you?
So that would take a lot of my hobby time because everything is like 15 pieces when it could have been one. I thought the shoulder pads from the Mark 6 were bad, but crikey. So I've got that to do. But in my own time that's greatly diminished, I've got Cathay, so really enjoying having a go at that. And just I haven't quite decided what scheme and stuff I want to do. I don't know if I want to go northern provinces, but I think a few people have been commenting it's quite hard to work out what they should all be. But I don't really play Total War much, so I probably need to go and have a Google and see what they all look like on Total War.
I think Stu from Miniature Realm.
Oh yeah, we just said.
He might be a good resource because he's been pumping out the Cathay.
I think I was listening to one of his podcasts actually, and they were saying there wasn't an awful lot. And I think when he had to paint his because he got them early for being influencer, he didn't have much to go with. So I'm kind of tempted. But I can take my time with them because that's everyone I play Old World with is really chill, and it's probably not too many events on the horizon really for me for that one. Probably carry on with Night Lords. I've got the box. I just did a Terminator Atramentar list, so I've got some bigger Atramentar to add to that. I don't know how that'll go. So I'll have a dabble. I've got that box in order, so I'll definitely be having a play with that.
Do you know what? I'm not even joking. I'm really looking forward to you being like active again, and having your Night Lords back on, back in the scene. Because you have to a degree. Like I know, Rob, you don't get to as much heresy events either at the minute. And it's like it was so good, like seeing you boys playing again, because it just makes it. It just makes
we had a good game actually, didn't we?
Better.
Yeah, we realised actually we're doing partial hits on templates, which is Old World. So we sat there going afterwards. Yeah, Mika was like, "Oh, Rob's been doing you," and I was like, "To be honest, it's both of us playing a lot of Old World with partial hits and stuff." But we were just playing Old World basically with Fantasy 40k models.
That's the problem with having so many different game systems in your head.
Yeah, but it's happened.
Yeah.
We're going to be going into our third edition of Heresy. There was 7 editions of. Well, we played probably 3 or 4 editions of 40k. We played several editions of Fantasy. So it's easy to get models.
Oh yeah,
and especially
regular.
and it's like Butterfly. Like so down the Legion, like people start bolt action. We then have Necromunda campaigns going on, and then like you want to play Old World, and then you want to play like Heresy, and then someone else brings some random like LI came out, and I bought it and went, I haven't got time to do that.
Yeah.
And then I think it's
just read it going.
really want to play. Yeah, looking forward to kind of running an Old World event as well. It's got quite a lot of. Yeah, Rob, what about you? What do you see? What's grey?
Yeah.
What's grey and what's grey and what's grey?
What's shaded grey?
Kind of bored of painting Space Marines grey.
Yeah.
Although I have got some bikes that you bullied me into painting on the desk at the minute. They need finishing.
Yeah.
Got a bit of bolt action on the table, and I've got various lizard men in various stages of painting, and a lot of stuff in the pile of shame that I'm supposed to have built that I haven't. But I have way too many hobbies.
Yeah, you do. It's not just playing toy soldiers. It's fishing, it's shooting.
Exactly, and especially with this time of year, you know, if I've got a choice of sat in a spare room gluing plastic together or going down the lake fishing, sitting there, my partner comes with me, we'll sit and have a barbecue and
just sit with the dog.
Chill with the dog. That wins for me because I get brownie points for spending time with her, and I get to do fishing, and I get to have a barbecue because cooking meat with fire.
On the off chance that there is someone listening, first of all, there's someone listening, and secondly, they actually have some interest in fishing. Like, what's your can you just really quickly say out what your fishing setup is? Because someone might get excited about it. I don't know what you'll say. It's just a rod. And that's it.
It's got TNT and a match.
Crocodile.
Hillbilly. And he gets the shotgun out, shoots it.
Basically, my general go-to is I consider myself a specimen angler. I will fish for anything of a specimen weight.
Okay.
I don't care what species it is. Yeah. I've fished for everything from little tiny freshwater fish to rather large sharks.
Casual sharks.
At one point, I was
Is that in the Neen in Peterborough?
Yeah. No, at one point, I was the youngest person to have officially caught a great white shark, tagged and released.
What?
Yeah.
How do we not know this?
Because you don't ask the right questions. If you'd have said I could have bought the hook that I caught it on.
No way.
Because I still have that. It's in the hobby room. I keep meaning to get it framed, but I just haven't got round to it.
Is that what you put your opponents on in the Dark Eldar chain?
Yeah.
It just happened to have some hooks lying around from the Dark Eldar days.
Yeah. It's a strong chain, it can hold a great white.
Yeah.
Just going back to what can you? I'll start again. Can you? Fuck's sake.
Take 3.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. The outtakes are the best bit. Going back, you just talked about income and stuff, and going up to Warhammer World, and we've talked, back in the more fun day, freer days, I suppose, freer days. Have you guys got a favourite game or favourite moment that you can kind of think of?
Do you remember coming up to, or a massive group of us going up to Warhammer World for Justin?
Yes.
When he left to go back to America.
Yes.
That day just always sticks in my brain because he had no idea that we were all going.
Yes.
I can't remember who it was he thought he was going with, but he went up with somebody for a game.
Yeah.
Walked in, and I mean, what was there? 8, 9, 10 of us.
Yeah,
a big group of us, and he just his face as he saw everyone there.
Yeah.
And then we had a huge game of Heresy, and but that day just always sticks.
Because everyone gave him a model, didn't we? We all gave him a model of our army, and because Justin was an American guy who's over on service because we're quite near all the bases, so we get him quite a lot, don't we? But he came in, he was blown away with how he went and got his army commission, didn't he? Because he felt like inferior, and we're like, wait, we'll just paint him. We'll show you how to paint. But got an army commission, but he was like Leroy Jenkins, like what we call it. It used to be in one of our events. It was the Good Sportsman Award. Was was the Leroy Jenkins Justin Sheehan? I think it was. I'm probably saying his surname wrong. Was the sportsmanship award we kept in there because he was just the most upbeat, proper stereotypically American guy. Like everything's awesome.
Yeah.
And he was just such an awesome guy. Like he charged his anger against a warhound an event because he was like, I've got to do that moment. I've got to play that guy. So rather than everyone else is going, oh, someone's brought a warhound. Yeah,
Justin
great.
was just like,
he was like, I want to play it. I've got anger on. I want to kill him. Even if I get killed, I want to kill him. And like that was such a phenomenal day. And I think people had taken people out to the Met Lounge, didn't they? And they were all a bit worse for wear the next day.
It was Kim Sanderberg from Swedish Kim.
He was nearly going to die, wasn't he? Because Jamie nearly killed him.
Yeah, he did.
As always.
I remember we were sat in Bugman's at lunch actually, and we were all buzzing, and it was quite funny actually because Bobby, who commissioned Red Eagle Studios, who commissioned Justin's Army, World Eaters, was texting me saying, "Let me pay for some drinks, because I was keeping him updated and whatever. And Kim was sat next to me. I'd never really spoken to Kim before. I followed him on Insta and whatever, and he was literally just like this. He was just pale, and he was actually green. He just looked awful, and I just leaned over and said, "Would you like some paracetamol?" And he was like, "Oh my god!" He was just like literally eating them like Smarties. Yeah. He was really hanging. That was a phenomenal day, and I just used to love playing him because he'd be like headbutting the wall, fucking chest bumping the table. You know, there's hordes of world eaters be rushing across the table. It was just, absolute hobby hero.
My favourite one is, personally, just because I find it hilarious, was when I went over to there was No Retreat.
Yeah.
So I went over to No Retreat, which was it was a really fun weekend actually. It was before it was in the casino. It was really like Scout Hut. I think it literally was a Scout Hut where people stay. But it was like, again, it was like that atmosphere of like, I know it was selective, but actually everyone coming was fantastic, and people from all over the world, but a lot of good people you knew anyway, because you just like, it's quite a small community, isn't it? Sure. But I went over with Tom. He obviously was doing Geno 5-2 at the time with Stu.
Yeah, so Stellar.
Calling him Strump, but playing his Ultramarines, and again, this is like, I'd got the Custode book. Like I literally got to the Weekender, and I think I was texting Pardo, going like, I can bring them if I get the book, and if I actually get like this unit, if I get it in the queue and I paint it up, I can do it again. I had all the time in the world back then, so I managed to ignore my girlfriend and do it all the time. But it just is like absolute horror at what the Custodians could do. But the best part of the game was him like going over to Tom Henry, just going, Winless has done this. He's just done this. He's just, and like every 2 seconds, he's in my deployment frame. First one, first turn. What? Got him and just charged them and didn't do anything.
You just got him and just charged the Custodians, and the Custodians.
Usually that's an instant win. Yeah. What? That's you doing what? You got the objective already? Yeah. That's like, mate, I've won the game turn one. Like, what are you doing? But like he remembers that quite vividly. Yeah. And that turned into a lot of drinking that weekend as well.
Good times.
Yeah, but that was a good time because that was like kind of I don't know. I think people took it seriously. I think the group that I was with didn't really.
No, thank you very much, chaps. And for those that are watching, if you enjoyed the episode, if you enjoyed this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon for another episode.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
What's your preferred style of play? So are we painters?
Whack as fuck.
Yeah, you're competitive as fuck.
I'm not!
And then...